All right, gang, back for day 3 of this window build or window refurbishment job. Pretty chilly morning in France, bit of frost around, but we're good to go for the next segment of this window refurb. And I just hear a bit of background noise over there. Who's that? That's Dave. Dave's also got a YouTube page. It's called Creating Memories in France, or something of the sort. So you can go over there and support Dave's page. He's just bought a new house in the area not far from here. So this morning, because we finished the fixed panel frames last night, we're going to be turning our attention to the frames that will receive the sashes. As you can see, I've got a whole bunch of hinges here, 16 of them in total, because I've got 3, 3, 3 and 3. Maybe it's 12, not 16. So yeah, 3, 6, 9, 12. Yes, so 12. What I have to do is, with the position of the existing hinges, I'm actually going to change them for the new ones. I was just going to leave those ones on and just put the pin section in, the new pin section, as in that new pin section on there. But I think I'm going to just change over the whole thing. So I'll show you how to get these out soon. Before now, we need to transfer these onto the new frame. So that'll make it a hell of a lot easier when we go to hang the sashes in the frame later on. So I'm going to show you how to take out these really old hinges that have been painted 1,000 times. So, hinges in, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And now, while these sashes are on the table, it kind of makes sense just to give them a bit of a facelift. So, this is the bottom of one of the sashes. As you can see, this little water runoff section has seen better days. So I've got to get it off, but I think this is part of the bottom rail. So I'm just gonna do it my own way. So without complicating this, I think I'm just going to sit this piece on here and then just cut a bevel in it like that. And obviously that's not the final position because that needs to come off there. I'm just going to try and make it as simple as possible. What do we think? So I'm just going to use this frame that I cut back or sanded yesterday. While I'm on this frame, I am going to put the hinges, the other part of the hinges, on the actual jam itself. So what I've done, as per my measurements previously, I'm just putting the sashes inside the frame and lining it up based on where I want with the tolerance between the sash and the frame on either end. So everything's perfect on both sashes as to where the sash would sit in the frame. And my marks, just to double check, when I marked them via the tape the other day, line up pretty much spot on with where they were or where they're supposed to be. So that means I can just go ahead and fix in the other pin section of the hinges into the frame on both sides, and then other than the glass, these things will be ready to hang. So now it's just a case of using the hinge to trace a template around the position of where it's going to be screwed on into the jam, and then we've got to rebate it out or route it out so that it sits flush with the surface, and then pretty much just install it. So the way I'm doing this, I'm just setting it flush with the face of this channel, the edge of the thing. I'm lining that up with the line so I know that that's where the other hinge comes down onto at the finish point. And then I just have to trace around the end of the hinge so that I know where to rebate out with the router. That's it. So there's our mark, our hinge will go on like that. We'll just take out that section there between the curved little end lines for the hinge. Now we need to do is set the depth of the router to the thickness of that. And then we just plunge it in to there and rebate it out. Now we can try give it a test fit. Any imperfections underneath there will be covered up anyway. It's just you're looking to get the depth, so it's pretty much flush with that, and because we're able to set the depth good with the router before we started, that looks pretty good to me. Now we just screw it in. So hinges on frame 1, done. Good news. I feel like this job's taking a long time, but you know, there's a saying that nobody asks any questions if the job takes a long time, as long as the quality's good. So I'm not saying anyone's going to ask questions, but I'm just trying to move this job along. But you know, good things take time. So whether you agree if this is a good thing or not, but let's face it, it's a lot better than what's in there at the moment. So hopefully when demolition is completed, which you'll see soon, and we get to put these new frames in, you'll see how much of an improvement they are. You can probably already tell that, but anyway, I'll stop rambling. We've got frame number 2 to do now, so let's get on to that. But not frame number 2 for the hinges. Frame number 2, I've got to refurbish the sashes like I did on the previous 2, and then set up and do the hinges like I've just done on this frame. Keep cracking on. Okay, so I've just got the second set of frames, or sashes I should say, on the table. I'm going to do a little bit of a time lapse, so I'll explain what I'm going to do before I do it. So the process, what I'm going to be showing you, is taking off all the hinges, the old hinges, like we did yesterday. And then I'm going to take out all the glass. There's one panel missing there. So I'll take out the rest of the glass, try to without breaking it, and then we'll clean everything up. Clean up and sand everything so that they're ready like the other ones were yesterday, or are from yesterday. So yeah, that's where we're going to be. So yeah, strap in. Casualty on the corner there. A bit annoying, but this glass is so old and so brittle. You might think that this putty, look, this putty is like falling out, which means the glass might fall out pretty soon, but I'll tell you what, it holds in quite good. Look at that, it just falls out, but the glass is in there really good. So anyway, one is done. Gotta clean that one up. I'm going to just take the glass out of these. We'll keep trying not to break any, hey? Yeah, so that's taken a bit long. So let's get innovative. My weapon of choice. So yeah, that kind of worked, but kind of worked in that I got it done within 10 minutes as opposed to 10 hours. So yeah, that's good. Anyhow, glass is very cheap here, especially glass that size, and especially glass that's only 3 or 4 millimeters thick and not toughened. So yeah, we'll just get some more obviously, but for now, still got a bit of work to go on these, so let's keep on trucking. So you like my look or what? What I don't like the look of is this. This is effectively another version of those, or as the old ones show, those. So yeah, that's got to come off. No good. So this stop here is what the other leaf closes up behind and butts into, just to create a bit of a seal from weather or wind or whatever. Now I started sanding the other end and then looked down this end and realised that it needs to be replaced. So yeah, I've got to take that off and then just cut a new section to go on there like that. And then once it's painted, you won't even know. So yeah, anyway, we'll crack on with cleaning out these channels for the glass, sanding, and then yeah, repeat for the other one. Yeah, so this is one piece. It's all attached to the actual sash frame. So yeah, great. Loving where this is going right now. So I've just positioned myself to give you guys a little bit of a look at the gloriousness of the day today. In other news, I've just been sanding my little heart out. I've finally got these windows ready to put the hinges on. So they're all set out, that one, and that one, and then over there as well. Excuse my messiness. With hinges, you can see, not that one, this one, these are taped together. You can see there it's got Gauche, which in French is left. So whenever you're hanging doors or windows, you need to know if it's left or right hinged. You need to buy the according hinge to suit that. And just for all those wondering out there, this is the other sash, and it's Droite, which is obviously right. And yeah, it's generally looking at the frame from the outside. That will determine if it's hinged left or right. There is a short on my channel regarding door handing, window handing, and that explains generally how it works in a very succinct way, I might add. So yeah, go and check that out if you haven't seen it already. It's on my channel. But yeah, just thought that might be worth mentioning about the hinges. So now, time to install.